Okay, we got music, check. We got tablet, check. We got a microphone, check. Got a camera, check. Oh my god, we got energy? No. There's zero. Okay, so what's up? Hello, my friends. This is Colio. How are you? Doing the old intro. Right, we're drawing. I've done a bit. I also did that death animation. I'll show you that. So this is what he's going to end up looking like. This right here. I think Linework might be a little thick, but I kind of got to make it thick so there's less errors later. So there it is. That's what we're trying to do. Not doing his sword until later because he uses two different swords. And sometimes it's equipped, sometimes it's not. But there's one sword. There's the other. One's bone, one is just a normal metal. Oh yeah, and then second death animation, it wasn't anything fancy. It was just, I mean, it was kind of fancy. It's 4 frames, but basically I'm just going to have him get knocked back. We'll use one of the frames from here. That one right there. Have him get thrown backwards. And then once he hits the ground, he basically like slides like this, and then his feet come down, and he's just dead. That's really all that's going to be. So that was the death animation, I figured. And we're doing line work right now. So what I've done is I've drawn the feet, at least the parts that don't move much. I've drawn the head, and I've drawn a couple shoulder pads that I'm going to use. Also, wait, was this idol facing the other way, or no? I don't know. Either way, yeah, so the beginning of this is just putting certain things where they go. We won't be using this one. And this foot we won't use every time. Technically, the foot doesn't change for 2 frames here. So I could just really quickly do that. In a weird spot. So I said the line was a little thick. I could go to 3. It's just, I feel like it's going to affect... I'm kind of in this in-between spot where it's either 3 or 4. 4 feels a little thick sometimes. 3 doesn't seem like enough sometimes. Who's that? Hello! It is in 1504. How are you? I was just getting started. We're gonna go with 4 or 3. Let's try 3. It's gonna look a little weird, but there we go. So I can copy this one to 11. At least that way that foot doesn't change. And do the rest of them. Alright, so I'm going to place the head where it goes. Yep. It is a indie game, Metroidvania. And this is one of the enemies. Beastmaster. So this is probably going to be a shorter stream. I'll do a couple of these. I'm making it in Game Maker Studio. Oh, I completely forgot. Some of these actually play in reverse. That's kind of an important thing to take note of. Like, these are all in reverse. It's just the tail that changes. So, in fact, what do I need to do here? It's 7 to 11. Okay. I think I just clear these out and do the tail separately later. So, actually I can just delete them. Let's do that. So we only have to do 1 to 6 and then copy in 5 to 1 in reverse order later on. Oh, thanks for the follow. If you'd like to see it, Nightbot will post a link here eventually, but you can also head over to my YouTube and you can see some devlogs there of the game. There's a way, I made a hotkey to like force Nightbot to post a link. I forgot how I did it though. I forget what the command is. Alright, at some point this is gonna get like, yeah, it's gonna go into the background. These shoulder pads are a bit annoying. Yeah, so I think at this point, I'm just gonna have to like I either keep it like this or I pretend that it disappears. I guess this is fine. Maybe I'll shorten the back of it a bit. Honestly, that looks fine. I think it'll be okay. This one's kind of a pain because it goes in front of the face a lot. And I might even have to like cut it out and put them in separately. I don't know. It's sometimes. Anytime it goes in front of the face, it's just really hard to edit it out. So I'll probably be better off just moving it to another layer. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Kind of annoying, but I think it's the best way to go about this. Alright, so what I do is just make 6 of these. And then one by one, we move it in. So it can be a little bit difficult. Wait, what happened? Oh, I'm on the wrong one. To line it up, because I don't have the luxury of going back and forth, but I do kind of know where it goes. It goes like right here in the shoulder. That one seems fine. Oh yeah, so from last stream, turns out that even when I did to try and get around the copyright thing, it did not work. It immediately got caught by Sony. It turns out Sony's the ones that own Heavy Metal 2000. So I had to cut it out of the video, which took a long time to do. I keep doing the wrong one. But yeah, it's amazing that how good the AI technology is. That even when I made it super small and I had a bit of the screen cut out, it was still able to find it. So can't do that. Let me delete this one and copy this one because it's close to where it needs to be. Oh no, okay, I've been screwing up. Oops, okay, let's go back. Yeah, that's right, I'm looking at the wrong arm. Crap. That one will be fine. Okay, I gotta go back to 4. That's right, I should be doing that arm. So 5, that one's good, 5, this one's wrong. Because technically this red line is his arm. Oh god. That ain't right. Okay. Now that I got that, I go in. Honestly, it barely mattered. But basically, anytime these parts overlap, this just helps me cut them out. Which it really wasn't that big an issue. During the idles, the head was like always behind the shoulder plate. And with the stitching there, it's really hard to single out what needs to be erased. So I just did it this way, not that way. Okay, now combine these in together. Was that better than just drawing the shoulder pad fresh every time? Probably not. But at least it's going to remain consistent in size. So I got that going for me. Alright, so what I should do is I should not, I should do this without drawing the tail. That way when I can come back to it and I can do the tail last, and I can do those last couple frames, and I won't have to erase it so that the tail animates like it's supposed to. Alright. So we're in for the long haul. Actually, now that I think about it, this part's going to change too, isn't it? If the tail's moving around, where this little back cloth is going to move too. So I should really not do it either. I can do everything else. I'll just have to erase it later. Kind of annoying. This one's going to be really annoying to mask in color. That's because he's got so many little details. Usually how it is with armored enemies. They're not as simple as, you know, their skin is this color. Or they've got a couple stripes. So I think the onion skinning is just distracting for this. Might as well turn it off. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and draw it. Even though it's technically behind the tail, I'm going to end up erasing it. But for the follow-up frames, and it's good that I've got it in the sketch, but yeah, it'll be in the follow-up frame probably. So if I want it to match, I need to just go ahead and draw it. Even if I'm just going to be erasing it. This is a good one for onion scanning because I can't really see it. But I know it's going to be just in between these two. Wait, that's probably my groceries. I'm gonna have to go and get that. I forgot it's Monday. Okay, let me real quick run outside and see if that's for me. Yeah, that's my groceries. I'll be right back in like 5 minutes and go bring it in. Okay, I'm back. Also, I see you. What's up, dude? What's up? I don't know if you said that just when I got up or I missed it. Well, I got groceries. Oh my goodness. I think there's some lobster ravioli in there. Some sort of spaghetti thing, probably. That usually happens. Oh, I feel fat. I ate so much chicken. Just millions of chicken. That's why it costs so much. I so rarely get Chick-fil-A though. You gotta splurge when you Chick-fil-A. Y'all both got a witch's hat. What are the odds? So are you giving up on the music thing, or are you just feeling down about it? Hey, what's up, Waco? You go ahead and learn. Not giving up? That's right. Talk yourself up. I want to hear you. I want you to look in the mirror and say, I'm fucking, I can do this. What's up, Waco? I'm doing alright. Feeling fat. Feeling tired. But getting work done too. Making progress. I just watched comedy build a full Lego AT-AT. Yeah, wait, there we go. Not tired of progress, feels great. I don't know. I guess been hard lately. Alright, these ones I'm just gonna have to leave them vague because I don't know where the leg is here. We'll figure that out after the tail. Well, we'll figure out where the tail's gonna be. It's fun to draw a new lizard man. Always down for this. I just got really wore out working on that war beast. That was... It took like... I think it was 10 days or 11 days working on one creature. I mean, I was doing lots of different variations of it, but still. It gets pretty tiring when you do it for that long. This one's cool. He's just fucking like, I just love the idea of there's an enemy that sicks a dog on you, basically. He's pointing you out. I can kind of figure out where this is supposed to be if I use onion skinning. I think it's like here and there. Oops, hit the mic. I think the mic's been moved a bit. Okay, this side. I'm definitely not doing that part of the thigh. Not necessary. Alright, I need to do this without a weapon. Start with. I'm gonna try and implement the weapon without changing anything I've drawn here. It's always Minecraft music. I don't know why, it's a lot quieter than everything else. Every time it comes around, I wonder if my playlist is turned off. At least listening to it like through these. Most songs I can hear. But the Minecraft stuff comes along and I can't hear it at all. Unless I put it close to my ear. Most just have like really low tones. Like this, I hear fine. Alright, now the shirt. Should I just do... I'll do it piece by piece. Just had someone new coming in the chat. My immediate thought was, oh god, there's someone new I have to talk to. I don't know, it's weird. Because in a way, like, that's what you want to happen, right? But as, like, after you've done, like, a first impression, right? You try to make a good first impression. You know, talk about the game. Ask them a little about themselves. And after you do that a whole bunch of times, it just gets like, I didn't really have the energy for it today. I'm just gonna let this one go. I mean, I did a little bit. Crazy farmer guy now. Have you ever had one come in and you're just like, oh man, I don't want to do it this time. Hi, new guy. I'm just, you know, stay if you want. I don't know. Some days I feel it, some days I don't. Alright, well this line will never change, so I can do it. I have started going through new streams though. I feel like that was something I was doing a lot of that I've stopped doing. So I'm trying to make an effort of just going to other people's streams and sparking conversation. I do feel like, I mean, you can use the excuse that it's hard to find them now, which is, it is true. Well, that's not all it is. It's like, after you've done it a couple times, it gets harder to, like, I don't know, try and talk to new people. But it's good to like, make new friends on Twitch. Problem is, I usually look for my niche, which is a 2D game developer. And that's actually fairly rare. And then I like to find ones that have low amounts of viewers, like below 10, so that I can actually talk to them without feeling like I'm in the middle of all their people. The last one I talked to, he tricked me. He was doing 2D artwork, but it was like 2D artwork of a skybox. So I fell for it. It was a 3D game developer though, but it was kind of fun to talk to him. He was just starting out. It's funny to see him really try hard to be entertaining. I think you can tell how long somebody's been streaming by like their attitude for that. After a while, you just run out of energy for that kind of thing. Then again, I never had too much of that. I got that from YouTube. I had it in YouTube. I was trying real hard to be entertaining. And it's often to a cringy kind of degree. So I guess I had an intro to it. So when I started streaming, I was pretty like laid back already. But yeah, my first couple YouTube videos, actually it kind of went through like a fluctuation. My first few YouTube videos are very like, I was actually so laid back to where, I don't know, I just like the mind state to be in the start of YouTube channel doing games when you know it's probably not going to succeed. You're just like, you know, whatever, we're gonna record some stuff, here we go. That's how I started. And then I started like trying to take it more and more seriously. And then I stopped caring. It goes through like that rise and fall. My Twitch is, well, this one is like 3 years old. Does that sound right? Sounds about right. Actually, it's probably 5 years old. I think my first streams were 5 years ago. No, that can't be right. It's gonna be 4. Then again, I always forget to add a year because I get like a place in time where I start counting stuff back, and then I forget that a whole year has passed since I've set that place in time, that bookmark. I suck at time. Usually when I'm telling a story, everything in my life happens when I'm in high school. And then I have to go back and look at it and be like, no, wait, this was elementary and this was middle and this was after. It happens a lot. Like a while ago, I was telling a story about Death Note. And I was like, yeah, I watched Death Note back in high school. I was like, no, that was when I was in the military is when Death Note came out. And it got big. I remember it was a guy a couple rooms down from me was telling me about it. And I remember after I watched it, I went and talked to him, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, that was fucking awesome." He's like, "Didn't it?" I was like, "Yeah, I loved it." Yeah, when I watched Death Note, I like binged that. I thought it was great. Didn't discover it for years. I saw it pretty much when it came out. Yeah, I think I was a little behind on it. Like, I think I had heard about it a little bit before that guy was trying to get me to watch it. Like, oh yeah, I heard of that. I'll probably watch it sometime. I just don't want to, like, I don't want to get too commercial sounding too when somebody comes in. I mean, that's kind of what you default to eventually. You see, like, big streamers do that. Because eventually they just get, like, a scripted thing that they say, like, yeah, thanks for the follow, thanks for the like, go check me out on this and that, and no, okay, later. I don't want to get, like, to that point. Be right back. This thing right here is something that's almost impossible to keep consistent, but I found it doesn't matter that much when it's a pattern like this. And as long as, I don't know, I do them one after another, my triangle size will stay pretty close to the same. And sometimes when I go back and look at them like playing, I surprise myself with how, like, consistent I'm able to keep it. Now this one's kind of weird because this one's really thick and this one's really thin. But that happens sometimes. I don't know why, but that doesn't bother me as much as, like, a hand being demorphed or something, right? I can't really explain that. There's got to be something psychological to that. Because I freak out about, like, a foot being out of shape or a hand being out of shape. But the clothing being kind of out of shape from frame to frame doesn't bother me. Okay, I think that's everything I can do before copying. I could do the little tassel thing, or the crotch cloth. I think the only one that it's wrong is this one, number 2. Because it should just be, like, lagging behind a bit. Maybe 2 and 1. So in fact, I'm not going to draw that until afterwards. Right. Okay, I'll draw these so at least I know where it's coming from or going into. These should be basically the same. Okay, cool. Let's copy that stuff. Let's duplicate, throw it here. They're all backwards, great. My pen's not dragging correctly. Not dragging correctly. Okay. Alright, now we can go ahead and draw this tail in. That's supposed to be there. Well, that was supposed to be there too. Crap. It's not going to matter too much. Actually, I just recently revisited my YouTube. I was looking for ideas for death animations, and I thought I would look at Bloody Roar, which is a game that I've done a playthrough of, or at least I played it like twice on the YouTube. So I went there to look, and I was surprised to see how many views that's gotten since it's been up. I think it's up to like 70 or so, which isn't too bad for one of my videos. Like most of my main series, I don't know, would be lucky if they got like around 30. Of course, they still get views, like they're on YouTube, they're permanent. And it's kind of funny, like sometimes I'll just get like a random comment from an old series I did talking about it, and I'm like, man, I completely forgot that was something that happened. It happens on DeviantArt too. I sometimes get like a random favorite of an old sketch that I did, which it always kind of like weirds me out because what the hell's going on here? Oh, that's the sword. Yeah, that always weirds me out because like out of all the stuff I put on DeviantArt, it's always like the more like the sketch and the just crappy stuff that get favorites, and nobody checks out any of the new stuff. It seems. I mean, what they're doing is they're just randomly happening across the tag that I put up. But it's funny. And when I get those, I'm like, oh, come on. That's the one you pick out. There's so many more on there. Look through the rest of the, look through the rest of them. Oh, you know what I fucked up on? I mean, it's not a big fuck up. I was just supposed to do these little lines like this, and then I was supposed to do these with stitches. I mean, that's not a big deal. I can just do that for each frame. They're not going to quite match up, but it's not that important either. Been wondering if there's any like YouTube's content I would like to do again. Like I've kind of like completely abandoned all the YouTube stuff. But maybe I want to do like another playthrough or something of something. I was thinking of doing all the Breath of Fire games. At least up to 4. I don't know about playing 5. But I've been wanting to play 1 and 2 again. And then, I don't know, doing like a playthrough like that. No, it's not too hard. It is a lot of work, especially if I'm going to edit it. Which I think I'd be very light on the editing this time around. And then I could stream it too and just do it that way. Cut it up into 30-minute chunks. Basically. I just like don't even do the intro and outro thing. I lost my Colio Wing intro. I deleted it on accident. I've got like all the artwork for it, but yeah, the old channel intro, I accidentally deleted the damn thing. So I'd have to remake it. I would have remade it anyway because it's very old. But I had a video that would play before every, or an intro that would play before every video. Which was one of the first things I made. Well, actually, that's not true. I made it a little later. Actually, I wonder when I started using that intro. I feel like it was by Suikoden 2 at least. Maybe I made it right in the beginning. I don't remember. Like, you'd be like, it's my YouTube channel. I should know this stuff, but I don't. I don't remember any of that. speaking of Breath of Fire. I was always doing like really obscure stuff on YouTube. I never wanted to do like, I don't know, popular stuff. I think I did Skyrim at once. That was like the most popular game I ever did. And I even did it in like a trolley way with like lots of mods. Shit, I just noticed I missed a line. This one that's supposed to be on the toe. That's not too hard. I can add it in later because that foot doesn't move at all. My Skyrim playthrough was kind of funny. I only did it for a little while and I got bored of it at the end. I think it wasn't just that. I think when I went to replay it, I like got a crash midway through playing it and I was like, you know what, fuck it. And then that series died. I was making a very big point of not doing that too often. I felt like for the Skyrim thing, I knew it wasn't gonna last like for a full playthrough. But I didn't want to like start a like Suikoden playthrough and not finish it. That was one of my that was a big deal. I didn't want to be that kind of YouTuber who says they're gonna do something but they don't complete it. And that was really my intro into what I'm doing right now. Help boost my creativity. Help boost my confidence. Man, I remember feeling so weird the first couple times I recorded myself. Like, yeah, it's a strange feeling to get over in the beginning. Now it's like, it's natural. I'm used to it. But in the start, it was like highly unusual to start a recording and then to hear my voice after. Oh yeah, that says something. The first couple times you record yourself and then you listen to yourself afterwards are just like a weird experience. You never sound like what you think you sound like. I'm used to it now. I kind of started out not liking the way I sounded, I think. Because I was trying to like edit my voice a lot to make it deeper. And then now I don't care. That's what I sound like. But in my head, it is definitely a lot deeper than what you hear, or yeah, what other people hear, right? I mean, that's how everybody is, because hearing your voice from the inside of your head is different, or is always going to be different. Okay, now to do that over here. I'll have to clean it up here in a bit. It's hard to see with all the extra crap on it. I think I can basically just erase this stuff. Oh man, we're gonna talk about my early YouTube stuff. I guess we could do that. I don't mind talking about it. My first couple videos in Suikoden were laughably bad. The audio was, you could barely even hear what I'm saying. Because like I had no idea that you could separate the audio at the first couple. So yeah, my voice would be just about as loud as the game. That was my first big like hurdle to get over. I kind of like what my voice sounded like in that first microphone now. Damn, I just lost the entire tail there. I was terrified of comments when I started out. And it's funny because I barely got any comments. But I really did not want anybody to talk to me. In the beginning, I was like, I didn't want to read any comments if they were on there. And I'm still kind of like that. I don't like comments. I mean, to be fair, very rarely did I get anything bad. So I can't even think of a bad example or a bad one I've gotten. I've gotten like maybe one or two. That were from somebody stupid. Usually, for like the Suikoden ones, Suikoden community is really nice. They're just happy that somebody's playing the game again. Oh, Rochambeau. That was my first commenter, wasn't it? I had a couple others. I can't remember them now. I think they've all abandoned me since I moved to this. I don't know. Rochambeau, you still on there? You still in YouTube? I know I did swap to spamming the subscription feed with nothing but game dev stuff. Honestly, I'm back up to almost 40. So we are climbing a little bit too. I mean, I'm still in a trough since I've started doing this. I went from like about 50 down to 39. But I think I was down to like 35 or 32. I think it was like 32. And now it's starting to go back up again. So maybe they came back. Oh yeah, I completely forgot I have a Chronos playthrough. Man, that's a horrible one to watch. Any like VR stuff just does not record well. When you put the camera on someone's head, that's something you have to like, it's hard to understand, but once you get it, you get it. Like, when you see someone's head move around a lot in game and it's constantly shaking and you're like, what is going on? Why can't they keep their head still? But you don't think about it. Like, your head moves around a lot, and your eyes are what stabilize everything. So your eyes stay focused on something, even though your head's moving a lot, right? That's the big difference. Like, when you put your camera attached to your skull as opposed to attached to where your eyes are, it's going to move. Like, it's going to constantly be moving around. I had to, like, well, while I was doing that playthrough, there's a lot of times I'm like, stop moving your head, just look straight and use your eyes to look around, right? Because that makes the camera, or that makes the viewing just a little bit better. Chronos was a good game. I enjoyed it. It was, it's kind of a Dark Souls-like game in VR. The final boss is fucking epic. I really like that, like, wood dragon. It was so cool when it came out. And it comes out, it just like roars in your face, you know? It's like, oh my god, it was so good. Oh, I have a Corpse Party too. I played a lot of first-time games on my YouTube. I mean, I have a couple of them that are old favorites, like Parasite Eve and Jade Cocoon. But, yeah, I did a bunch of first-time playthroughs too. I got Castlevania on here, of course. I had to do it. I never did. I tried to do Final Fantasy VII. I was recording a bit of it. I modded it so it would look better too. So on the second playthrough, it would be a little more interesting. But I think I lost like a ton of footage like partway through it. I lost like 4 hours of recording or something like that. When that happens and you don't have the save to go back, it happened a couple times during my playthroughs where I would lose all the audio. It just, you can't explain it. Sometimes it just happens. Like, you'll record just like you always do, and then once it's done, you'll see that, okay, it didn't record my mic for some reason this time, but it works this other time, right? So I have, like, you know, a full play session, completely lost all the audio in it, and then I'd have to, like, go back in and talk over it. But yeah, that happened in Final Fantasy VII pretty early on, and I was like, you know what? I haven't uploaded it yet. I'm just gonna drop it, because after you do it and you have all your reactions, if you're gonna do it again, it's like, it's just not gonna be fresh, right? Like, you can't pretend to have the same reactions you had the first time around. It's just going to be like, well, I lost it all. I'd said something about this in the last one. I kind of forget what I said. Or it just didn't work. So, yeah. My Final Fantasy VII one didn't make it. I did a few like that. Like, the Final Fantasy one was really disappointing because I had a couple videos. I was basically talking about the new one that was coming out. And I just went through and watched all the Final Fantasy VII content, right? Like, there's a lot of things I didn't even know about, or I didn't know much about. Like, I think it's called I don't know. There's a bunch of them. There's a couple like PSP games, and I know I played Dirge of Cerberus. I watched the movie Advent Children. I also watched a lot of people don't know about it, but there's an anime, a very short couple episode anime of Final Fantasy VII as well. I watched it. But a lot of the new stuff that came out, Crisis Core, that's it. It's okay. I really, really liked these summons. Seeing like a new Bahamut was really awesome. And I think I even put like my original reaction to seeing Bahamut again. I was recording it, and it was so good. But I really didn't like what they did with the story though. Like, they added this new character in that was really ridiculous, and it feels like that became canon. I'm really afraid they're gonna put him into the remake, which I'm not gonna play the remake until it's done. But yeah, I was just really upset that not all the videos I recorded for the Final Fantasy VII thing was a waste of time. I think that might have been one of the things that like killed a lot of my enthusiasm for the YouTube thing. I was trying to keep it very regular. I kept it regular for a while. uploading every day, except for like when I'd have to go to work, I couldn't record. Though I would record some in like in backlog. I tried my best. Oh yeah, that moves around, doesn't it? No, it stays the same. That's fine. Okay. Oh fuck, let's talk about more YouTube stuff. YouTube's become a nostalgia thing now. It's been that long, I guess. It's only been, what, my last... I did a Kingdom series with Ricky. I did Puppet of Terza, and that was really the last one I did. And that one was just for fun. But those were 2 years ago. The Castlevania was 4 years ago. Wait. No, 3 years ago. Okay. I thought, yeah, that's way too much. 3 years ago is when I stopped making YouTube videos. But I kept them pretty regular for a long time there. They never got many views, but I was always doing obscure stuff too, so I wasn't super bothered by that. Started with Suikoden 1. I did a bunch of digital art stuff. I haven't done that in a while. Like time-lapse videos. There was a point where I was watching a lot of other people's like time-lapse videos and art. So I was making my own as well. But after a while of doing that, I kind of like, I don't know, I just don't want to do it anymore. Maybe I'll do some more of that at some point. Do some more time-lapse videos. I do like them. They're fun. When you just watch some art go by super fast to some music, it can be very good. It can be very entertaining. Okay, I should keep drawing, huh? Then we had Suikoden 2. I did a bit of Dominions 4, though that was a terrible playthrough. I think I was recording Dominions from my laptop, which Dominions is a very weak, well, I don't know, it's not a high impact kind of game. So it's not hard to record from a laptop, but it's still like sound quality was horrible. Did Suikoden 3. Oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma. I really like Dragon's Dogma. I didn't record all of it. I just recorded some because I was enjoying it so much. I was like, I'm gonna record some of this. But the first playthrough of Dragon's Dogma is very good, especially if you don't know anything about it. Like the way they set it up, it was so refreshing after going from like Bethesda open world games to Dragon's Dogma, to where like if you go off the road in the beginning couple levels, like if you're out at night or you get off the road too far, you will get fucked up. And that was great. It's like you'll encounter something that's just like, oh god, I am really not leveled to deal with this. I have to run away. And I always loved that. That was probably one of my favorite parts of Dragon's Dogma. Of course, after a while, you get so strong that you don't care. You just run through everything. And that was basically the point I was at when I recorded that video. Though I had a really embarrassing fight with the magic golem or the iron golem, where I just had no idea that the plates were just in the environment and not on its body. And I feel like it took me way too long to figure it out. And really, that's just got something to do with recording. When you record, your ability to, I don't know, think normally goes way down. I don't think you would understand it if you hadn't tried it. So when I see a streamer do like incredibly dumb things or miss very obvious things, like I get it now. There's something about recording that just makes it to where you're distracted. Like that's basically what it is. It's like you're distracted while playing. You're never gonna like notice the things you would typically notice. And sometimes it just becomes super obvious. And it's really embarrassing. Because now, if I watch that video, I would be like, of course they're on the environment. How did you not notice it? It's so obvious. There's little particles that are pointing at it, telling you they're there. I don't know. While I was recording it, it's a different thing. It's hard to notice things like that. I think the big thing I didn't like about Dragon's Dogma was the ending, though. Like, it was okay. I guess it was interesting for, at least it had that going for it, but yeah, it was kind of like underwhelming to that the whole game just kind of built up to where it did. Like, I kind of get it. They were trying to go for something new, but I really wish they'd have just gone with, like, something standard, too. Like, they didn't have to wow me at that point. They had wowed me with all the crazy gameplay. I just wanted a normal ending. It is really good, though. The problem is, I don't think I could play Dragon's Dogma again. I don't think it's a great game for multiple playthroughs. It might be. I mean, you can play different classes. But honestly, after you've played the mage for your first class, none of the other classes are as good. The mage was so good in that game. The spells were just like so satisfying. You could summon fucking tornadoes and make meteors rain from the sky. It's not like fireball. Of course, there is fireball, but no, eventually your spells just get to like, I am destroying the world. It feels so good. Like you really feel like a super powerful mage when you play. I heard they were making a movie, but I think the movie they're making, it doesn't sound very good from what little I've seen of it. Oh my god, my oddball playlist. I did a lot of trolley stuff on YouTube. I don't know why. They're kind of cringy now. I keep them on there. But just a video that's trolly. I don't know, sometimes I just got the mood to do it. Basically like a prank video. What else is on that playlist? Because I can remember like 2 of them. Oh, I put Redout on there. Redout's a good game. It's very hard. And I really hate the rubber banding that the AIs do. That was what killed the game for me, is the AI is kind of fake. Like, the AI drives based on how you drive. So if you finish the race in 30 seconds, the AI will finish the race in 28, right? And if you finish the race in 40 seconds, they'll end in 38. And I don't know, that's just like, that's very disappointing. I was expecting more like F-Zero how you have the different AIs all have like a little bit of a personality. Like I think I always get it wrong, but I think it's the pink car that's always going to be like out front. Green car is always going to be like the one in the back, and the way they drive is a little bit different. I kind of like that, as opposed to like Redout's AI. There's nothing to it. It's just, I don't know. There's no character to it. So the single player is kind of lame. What else was there? There's War Games, DEF CON 1. That's an old one. Actually, we were talking about mechs earlier. But War Games has got some cool looking mechs in it. Very like, it's old PlayStation crustiness, but it's good. That was a fun one to play. That was one that I played when I was younger. I don't know if I just rented that game. I don't feel like I owned it. Maybe I played it at a friend's. I know I beat it, so I mean, it's not a very long game. Maybe I did just rent it and beat it in a single play session. Oh yeah, and then there was that thing I did. I tried to do a new series where I would just play random RPGs on Steam, and I made it through one. Well, technically, Corpse Party was the first of that, so I did two. I did RFL and Corpse Party. Corpse Party I really enjoyed. RFL was okay, it was pretty good. Like, I think I had somehow just randomly rolled a pretty popular RPG compared to all the crap that I could have played. And I remember it being okay. It wasn't enough to suck me into it or to get me to continue playing it. But I might revisit it at some point, who knows. I don't know, I've got other things I would rather play than that though. So maybe not. My streams become more about reminiscing about the past than about the animations at some point. I think I get more work done when I'm not streaming now. Which is, I mean, that's okay. It's fine. Sometimes you just want to take a moment to think about things. I don't know. Oh, this leg looks funny. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I need to redraw it. But no, I need to make it a little thicker. That's not good enough. The eye needs to be bigger than chin. That's gotta be good enough. Yeah, I guess there's a couple things that I wanted to record for YouTube I never got around to. It would be Final Fantasy VII, Breath of Fire, particularly Breath of Fire 3, but I might do 4 and the first 2, make a full series out of it. I guess I need to play the new Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I did the original one on the YouTube. I don't know. I wasn't too big on that playthrough. Or at least not recording it. I think it was fine. Like, the game's great. But recording a Metroidvania is... it makes the game less fun, I think. Like, as opposed to recording an RPG is fine. I mean, there's a lot of reading you do. If you're going to read everything, which I think you have to if you're going to do an RPG that doesn't have voice acting. You need to read everything. Oh yeah, we gotta do that cloth. Gotta do the crotch cloth. Luckily it's completely hidden here. It might be a little bit poking out right here. Alright, let's look at it without all the crap and see what I left out. Well, yeah, what the tail's doing was a bit strange. Oh yeah, because it was coming back around. Oh well, it's too late now. I'm not fixing that. Fuck it. But yeah, from here to here, I should have done something different. I just needed the tail to go back to where it is at the beginning. Damn, is there an easy way to fix that? I would just change this one, right? Alright, let me look at everything else real quick. We'll come back to the tail in a second. Everything else looks fine. Oh yeah, can't forget the boot. I gotta do that boot thing. I don't know, I could fix it. Basically, I would just do a new tail here, which means drawing in all the stuff that I got rid of earlier. But I need it to in between these two. Nicer. I think I am gonna go ahead and do that. Kinda sucks. It just looks a little too rough for my liking. Okay. Alright, so he's gonna basically play through this animation. He'll stop here for... He might pause for a second. I don't know, if he pauses though, his tail's gonna look weird. I feel like maybe I should have thrown an extra frame in there where he doesn't move but his tail continues moving. That's probably a smart idea if I'd have thought about it. Way too late for that now. Now, what I'm going to do here, just to make this look nicer, I'm going to draw this arm where it doesn't move between these two frames. I mean, this originally wasn't going to be, you know, this wasn't for this animation. I'm reusing it. That should look nicer though. Basically, just make little tweaks to it. I'm going to do this one differently as well. Yeah, this was never designed to play in reverse order like this. But we can tweak it and make it work. This is Corpse Party. I like Corpse Party a lot. I see why it was so popular. I just happened across Corpse Party. I don't know, I saw it had like good reviews on Steam, so I gave it a shot. And I was looking for something new to record. Corpse Party is very good. I think that was a little indie game that built up a little bit of success. Yeah, I don't know. I really did enjoy Corpse Party. I'm thinking, like, the more I think about it, it's a very good game for how simple it is. It stands out a lot. I don't know, it sticks into your mind as something nostalgic. That's an interesting one because it's not nostalgic for me, right? I played it just a couple years ago. So, but it's cool how like how that game builds nostalgia. Guess the way of describing it is it's endearing. Alright, so there he is. Minus one thing we forgot to do. Let me do it real quick. Gotta do this little line for the toe, which doesn't actually move ever. So that's a bad example. Let's do this one. So I'm going to copy that in every one of them. And I think it's just the first two that'll have to be edited. Honestly, I really should have checked that before doing this, but whatever. It's fine, we'll just wing it. Oh, I always do this. Wing it. YOLO. Fucking YOLO. I really like YOLO. It's stupid, but YOLO is a fun thing to just pronounce every time you want to do something dumb. I don't know. Or just, I don't know. YOLO's really effective at like um it's not just like what it was made for. If you want to convince yourself to do something and not worry about it, I don't know. Having a little phrase to just like fuck it, YOLO, I'm doing it. It works. It just works. Actually, we want to talk about something stupid. You know why I started doing everything that I do right now? Like back, why I started the YouTube channel. Actually, yeah, this applies. And basically the YouTube led into digital art. Well, actually okay, let me start over. Digital art led into YouTube. YouTube led into streaming, or actually YouTube led into game making led into streaming. So yeah, it all started from one thing at the very base, and that one thing was Shia LaBeouf yelling at me, screaming on a green screen, just do it. That is literally the thing that made me go, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking do it. It's so dumb that worked for me as well as it did. And I find it funny because it seems kind of ridiculous, but there was something about Shia screaming at me that is actually what got me to actually just start doing things that I wanted to do. It's kind of embarrassing to say that now that I think about it, that's what it was. It wasn't something like really, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's okay, but it wasn't anything wholesome. It was Shia LaBeouf yelling at from a green screen. Just do it. It's so funny. But that's why I started doing things. I bought a Wacom tablet, which I really thought was the biggest waste of money ever. And then I started using the hell out of it, and I ended up buying a more expensive one too. Started uploading videos, and I just started doing it. Shia did it, and Shia turned my life around. God fucking damn it, he did. It's sad. Why is it Shia LaBeouf? I don't know. It's silly, but totally true too. This looks nice. I like this. I kind of wish I had paused on here. Oh, I could totally do that. All I gotta do is exchange this finger and make it keep pointing. And then this one, okay, I'm gonna do a few more changes. We're gonna cut this hand off. Go away. We're gonna copy this hand. And then we're gonna cut it off. And then we're going to copy this hand. Okay. So these two I'm going to mix together. And I think it just stays where it is. That's a good question. No, I think it does move back just a little bit, like 1 pixel. I'll never live that down. That to me is like saying that Sailor Moon was my gateway into anime. Because it's technically true. I mean, it's technically kind of true. I don't know. That's a weird one. like you say that, and it's like, but was it really? No, not really, but yeah, in a way it was my first one. The same kind of applies to Shia LaBeouf was the reason I started doing art and doing the things that I like in game development. It's just unusual where or how that happens. Okay, that should look good. So now he'll hold on the finger longer. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks good. I think the only thing I don't like about this is how his head rocks back and forth here. So I'm going to fix that as well. Alright, so 6, I just need to move the head to where it's more where it was in the last 2 frames. Which is unfortunate, because I gotta really just redo the head. Let's grab this head from here. Not that way. That way. Okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna erase the head off. I'd have been better off just cutting it from that one. It would match up better. Cool. Well, there's one done. Another one. We've done 2 now. Though, yeah, look at the difference between how thick this line is compared to this one. This one just looks better. But the problem is, this one's going to cause me more issues when it comes to masking it. That's why I tried to make it thicker. The issue here is I'm drawing it the size it's going to be in game instead of drawing it larger. Just because my reference stuff was at this size. But I don't know. It's just an annoying thing that could have been prevented if I understood this stuff better from the start. Technically, that one leg does not have to change. Everything else is changing. Right, so what I'm going to do, make a copy of that one. Delete these. And throw this in there. And then on the first one, just going to draw that foot, but I'm going to draw that foot actually. Well, fuck. I'm going to draw. That foot's always covered. At least the toe part of it is. So I'll draw what I can because it doesn't really matter, does it? Do a little bit of it. and just erase it over and over. Okay. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm going to copy that 4 times. And then, honestly, I need to look at what are my shoulders doing. My shoulders are basically the same things, but we still don't need this one. Alright, but we need everything else. And again, this one's going to have to be pulled out. I guess that's just going to constantly be happening in a lot of these, where it's just the shoulder's in front of the head a lot of the times. Especially this one, I'm going to be lowering his head to be facing downwards. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. We'll add it in later, that shoulder pad. Okay, so let's position our head. But honestly, I say all that, it's been 2 hours. I think this is fine. I'm gonna go, I don't know, I'm doing smaller streams again. We're gonna do small streams. I'm still working on it as much as I've been working on it, but I'm gonna watch other streams and watch other YouTube stuff and other documentaries and whatever I can do. If I stream too much, I'll get like burnout on it, so I think it's good if I do it in little pieces. Plus, it's better for YouTube if they're not 5 and 9 hours long, right? So, yeah, I'm in this one here. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have the line work done. I think it's more fun to just like see it after all the time's passed too. We're skipping a lot of the boring stuff, but I don't know. I feel like I've done enough streams where I've shown what I'm doing in a lot of this stuff. So it's not like, if you want to know what I'm doing, or like, you can always watch an older stream where I actually recorded absolutely everything, right? And I think I did a good example there of what I'm doing. I'm just doing it for every one of the animations that I've got, so there's no real point in streaming all this. But that's in later.